They're alive! Well, I suppose they were at one point. Welcome back to this spooky edition of Go Fraser Valley. Now, I may not have been born this way, but with all this meat around, you would think I was in a butcher shop. In this next edition of Inside Television, we meet some livestock that are fortunate to never have to end up here. We go behind the scenes and get an inside look at some dairy cows and their dairy farm.
As I'm getting older, I do find it tougher to get up in the mornings.
It's 3:50 a.m. and dairy farmer Holger Schwitzenberg is just starting his day.
You walk outside and you just do a visual. You check up on, you listen for things. Is anything rattling? Is anything humming?
Hi guys, morning team.
You go turn on the lights and you walk through the parlor, make sure everything's ready to go, and then you go out and check. You walk through the holding area, open up the gates so the cows have access to the milking parlor.
Here we go, milking time. Come on, team.
Besides waking up the milking cows, Holger also checks in on the maternity barn before returning to the main herd.
I open up the gate, start getting the rest of the cows walking towards the milking parlor, and then I just start a general cleanup, getting all the leftover feed from the night before, collecting it, and then using that to feed some calves, and then I'm going to start feeding the main herd again.
Holberg Farm in Agassiz is home to 160 cows, slightly above the BC Dairy Farm average of 130 heifers. Though the entire herd isn't milking all the time, the process still must take place 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
The reason we start this early is that it's advantage to the cows that they get milked 12 hours apart, so that there's always an even amount of milk in the cow's udder twice a day. If you want to finish early in the evening and have time with your family, you need to start early in the morning. If we start at 4 a.m., we're done at 7:30 in the mornings. In the afternoons, we actually cheat a bit. We start a little earlier, start milking at 20 to 4, and hopefully we're out of the barn by 6:30.
We have two milking groups. One large group where more the healthy and young animals are,
followed by those who require more special attention and older ones who can't stand as long on concrete.
Each group has a specific time that they go in, and we can observe them, remove those that are troublemakers, as you see in the background right now. And so, yeah, it's a daily routine. And some are healthier than others, and I think it's in the human group it's the same thing. We have some that are very healthy and some are not.
The herd produces 80 pounds or 35 liters of milk per day. That raw milk is collected in a bulk tank where it's cooled to 3 degrees an hour and a half after milking. This supply of milk is picked up every other day, every 4 milkings, and is transported to the BC Milk Marketing Board, where it's sold to dairy processors.
I've done it my whole life. I like to think I'm good at it. I'm independent. I don't have anybody bossing me around. There is a fair amount of flexibility in my schedule. I can make things happen with the boys, with sports. And secondly, you're producing a product. You can see every day what you produce. It's a wholesome, nutritious product. I'm getting a fair return on it. And the other thing I like to see is with dairy cows, you're always trying to improve your cow. Hey, Mark. Good morning, buddy. The reason that I dairy farm and continue to do this, I know it's a lot of work, but it's also a fantastic place to raise 3 boys. You teach them a work ethic. And the other reason is we have a beautiful place to live. We have Mt.Cheam in the background. We have 150 acres. We're close to town. It's a great place to raise 3 young boys.
For Inside Television on Go Fraser Valley, I'm Tiffany Gurdon. And so we've come to a dead end for this episode of Go. Hopefully it wasn't too creepy for you, but if you would like more gore, Reaper's Haunted Attraction is open nightly until Halloween. But before you go for that scare, be sure to haunt us on Facebook, follow our shadow on Twitter, and let us know what you liked about Go Fraser Valley. While I get back to my beauty sleep.